get it.
I mean, it's just the fundamentals, isn't it? Like, it doesn't even matter what you eat. It's just calories in, calories out. And it's like something that simple isn't taught. But then I guess that's how, coming back to your training, Gail, that's how like you keep the members, because you're kind of controlling them. They're dependent on you, aren't they?
You know, like there was nothing. There was, you know, like the only way that they would say about food is, you know, that always try and encourage them to have a third of your plate with vegetables, you know, things like that. But that's all you got. You know, the rest of it was like how to maintain your your members, you know, how to keep them coming through the doors. You know, and you're supposedly to be self-employed, but yet, you know, they make you buy so many leaflets every quarter, and then every quarter you have to go out on a Sunday, not on a Friday or a Saturday or a Monday. You go out on a Sunday and deliver all these leaflets. Which
that's so bizarre.
Yeah,
you're kidding. Like that seems like almost like multi-level marketing kind of like vibes, which is not good if you're having to put in extra work for not the payout that you kind of deserve for that.
The way that I looked at it was that if I wanted to lose weight, I would find, which I did, you know, there was no leaflet landed on my doorstep or anything like that. When I wanted to lose weight, I looked and seen what classes were available near me, you know, that was local to me. Spoke to a few people that went and it worked for them. So like, it wasn't any marketing or anything like that that made me go to that class. It was, you know, seeing other people's success that you know, that made me go. And like I said, I did personally lose weight. But
so when I was younger, like I would be having like the orange juice and Special K like for breakfast. That was my thing, and I would be having like small lunches that I was taking to school, and I was a really like active kid as well. I was going to all the after school clubs and not having like that much dinner. But I know that we've talked a lot about like calories in, calories out, but I think there is something also to be said about how even overeating on keto, you're probably not going to gain as much weight as if you'd overeaten on carbs, just like maybe the hormonal differences, because like I found that I would just never lose weight. Like I was just always the same size regardless of how like little I was eating compared to like other teenagers.
Yeah.
So when you're going from like that high carb to kind of what we're eating now, should like that there's still the same knowledge of being in a calorie deficit, but it's quality of calories and it's quality of nutrition.
I would say, you know, like the thing of like eating jacket potato and beans is a very, very filling meal. You know, if you had a huge jacket potato and a tin of beans, you're going to be very, very full from it. But then if you think, you know, give that, an hour and 2 hours, you're bloody hungry again. You know, and we're now, like I used to... this was my food and my cycle going, you know, like I'd get up and I'd be having a wee on the toilet. Good job it was on the loo, wasn't it? But I'd be like sat there and I'd be like, what am I having for my breakfast? I'd be eating my breakfast. What am I having for my, you know, for my lunch? I'd be having my lunch. What am I having for my dinner? Having my dinner. What am I having for my, you know, for my dessert? And I'd be going to bed literally thinking, what am I having for my breakfast tomorrow? And now it was literally constantly like that all the time. And I was constantly, you know, they say that you shouldn't be hungry when you were following their plan. You're not hungry because you're constantly grazing. You're constantly snacking on fruit or a banana. Bananas. You know, you could constantly eat. So you shouldn't be full. But now I get up, and where I would have been having my breakfast at 5, 6 o'clock, I'm not even remotely hungry now. You know, I'm having a cup of coffee, you know, with my milk, and I'm maybe starting to feel a bit peckish about 11 o'clock. 11:30, and then I'll have my lunch then, which is totally, like, it was totally unknown for me to do that. I was just constantly thinking of food 24/7. Now I don't think of it. Like, I'll get up and I'll be like, what we having for, dinner tonight, and just get it out the freezer, and, just plan like that. But I am not hungry at all, even at the beginning.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing. I think that's why it worked. That's why it's like worked so well for all of us, is because you're not constantly thinking about food, and food doesn't like control your day anymore. Like, because I used to plan my day around when I was eating, especially when I was like at university and I was like doing retail jobs like in and around uni. When I'd get up, I'd eat my breakfast, and then in the car on the way to the retail job, I'd like have a blueberry muffin, and then I'd have a Red Bull like in the stock room, because like I was so tired and I was just constantly feeding my body with sugar. But now the sugar's not there anymore. I'm just not even. I wake up in the morning and I'm not hungry. Like, I could go all day probably without eating. I don't, because I like to keep myself constantly ticking. But it's amazing how you just don't get hungry.
Yeah. Totally, it is. It's to me, it's the best thing. It really is the best thing. And like we said before, the community that's there as well. I know I was talking to Lauren, messaging Lauren one evening, and I was like, oh, I've got like, I don't know, oh gosh, I can't remember about followers. I said, I think I've got about 300.
You said you had about 700, and I looked and I was like, Gail, you've got nearly 1,000. And then you was like, wait, how do I look? And then you was looking, and I was like, we literally had nearly 1,000.
Check how many, and like I looked before. I just looked before, and I'm like, 1,300 people. What the hell are these people looking at me for? Why? It's just like, why are you looking at me? But yeah, it's just weird. I can't get my head around it sometimes.
The thing is, it's just such a different community from like any other like weight loss that I've sort of tried, because everyone that I've found, apart from like select few that are very keto police, they're really supportive. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, the amount of people that aren't like vegan or plant-based at all that still follow me just because, I'm still on keto. Like, it's just so amazing.
And I think, do you know what I think is so good? That the things that we share, that, just if we think of Liz today, that amazing picture and what she wrote, Shannon, the videos that you've wrote and you've filmed, and you've wrote your little, bits. And I just think that in itself is absolute, because that in itself will help absolutely everybody. I was always very conscious, even at my lowest, when I was, when I'd hit my target at the classes and that, I was always very conscious of my body, my belly, everything. And I think I've spoken to a couple of you that I was booked in for a tummy tuck last year. And I didn't go ahead with it because I knew that like I wasn't where I wanted to be body wise. So I just had Mocha Mindy come on board instead. But but now I just, I look at my belly now and I just think, you know what, girl, then that carried, twin boys. That is, it's good. And it's not that bad now, I don't look at it and go, oh God, that repulses me. And I just think, the courage, what Shannon, what you've done, and definitely, like Liz as well, it's just unbelievable. It's so powerful that we can do that amongst people that we don't know, we haven't met. Well, I know some of you have met, but to do that is just, and to be encouraged.
I feel like I've tried to spread the message like more so now, like going into lockdown, like where we've all had a lot more thinking space. And now I have lost a lot of weight. I found much more of an appreciation for my body that I wish I would have had before. And I'm trying to on my own platform where it's growing, I want to be able to like spread the message that our bodies are like, it's literally just a body, like it is just your skin, and it's like your home, like that's where you live every single day. I'm just trying to spread the message like loud and clear that like we should all just love our own skin that we're in if we can. So I'm trying to kind of make my page, so you know how we will post a load of before and afters. I've spoken about this on a previous podcast, I think, as well, where like I did get a lot of people say like it's quite toxic of you to be posting so many before and afters. So I am quite mindful that I want to say that just because I'm smaller doesn't mean I look any better, if that makes sense.
And I think whoever said it was toxic to do that, like, is completely wrong, because number one, it is to be able to do what you want, and it's such an achievement, and it's so motivating and inspirational for so many people. And I think that talks more towards probably how they feel about themselves and their insecurities. And then coming back to you, Gail, like saying how you weren't comfortable in your own body, like just think about how sad a place that is, because I mean, like, our bodies, like Shannon's saying, they're just our bodies, and they do so many wonderful things for us. And it's all of these, you know, unrealistic beauty standards that have been put out there, mainly on social media, because it's only really been in the last decade or so that it's been really bad, right? So it's really incredible for, you know, you, Shannon, and Liz and other people out there to be posting all of these just like real images, like seems to have been such a culture shock. Like there's still such a long way to go, but with so many more voices out there, like I think it's a really special time.
I was just to be confident. Even it's like today we went to New Brighton today, and we had a lovely walk along and that. And I would have always just gone, let me take a picture of you and the dog. Let me take a picture of you. I'm going to. And now I'm like, here's the camera. Come on, you know, like, and I'm posing like some kind of bloody kid.
You look amazing, by the way. That photo today, like, you just look like a epitome of health. You look wonderful, like glowing with health.
I just, you know, I laugh every time I see myself in Lauren's shorts. I keep saying it's from carbs to keto attire. I just think, like, I am 51 years old and I am wearing a pair of cycling shorts. Catch yourself on, girl. And then I'm like, do you know what? I'm 51 and I'm going to rock them.
I think that's a merch opportunity soon. It's just cycling shorts.
Definitely. But I just, you know, like from where, and it's like I said, I think in one of my pictures, I don't have many before photographs because I was always the one behind the camera taking the pictures. So when it's like a face-to-face Friday or a throwback Thursday or whatever, I'm like scrolling literally through Facebook pictures and everything, and I'm like, was I ever at these places at all? You know, it's so hard for me to even find a before picture because I'm always, you know, literally, because I wasn't confident. You know, I wasn't confident enough to, you know, like stand there, or if I did, if it was like a group picture, I'd be at the back and I'd be like, I'm the tallest, so I'm going at the back. You know, so I would use my height as an advantage not to be at the front of the, you know, the pictures.
But how amazing is that now that you're confident enough to go in front of the camera, and like that's just so amazing that you've come on such a leap and bound in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, it is. And I think, you know, when you put a picture up, and I always remember the first time I put a picture up, and it was probably one of my red dress ones, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is just going to be, I'm going to have Instagram police on saying, take that down, that is terrible. And then when, you know, like I'd put the side-by-side one on, and it was like, oh my God, you know, the amount of people saying, you've done so well, that's amazing, and likes and things like that. And I was like, oh, that's me. That's little old me with the like in there. You know, and it was just kind of like, oh gosh, I can do this. And I never felt that. I never got that feeling. Sitting in front of, you know, like 50 or 60 women and men, you know, when I paid for, you know, a class and so-called education of food and things like that, I can get that from the comfort of my own home, at a picture that, you know, like I chose, and I wanted to be out there. So it's just, I think, for me, body confidence is a massive thing, to, you know, I'm quite happy to have my photo taken now. You know, bit of a poser now. I'd be literally photobombing everybody. If anybody's taking a picture and I'm going past, I'd be like,
I'm so gutted the meetup got cancelled, because it would have been so nice I know you couldn't have made it anyway, Gail, but it would have been so nice to have met everybody.
I know.
Such a shame.
It's actually, so tomorrow would have been the one for Manchester. And obviously that's been cancelled. But Kelly, you know, Kel's to Keto, I think it is. Or Kel's on Keto, I can't remember.
Yeah, I love her.
Our number one fan.
Number one fan.
So she doesn't live that far away from me. And I actually used to work with a partner where I didn't know this.
Amazing.
Yeah, so there's myself and Kelly, Mel, I think Kayla's coming. We're going, well, they're dragging me up a mountain tomorrow, I think. So we're going up a bit of a hike tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, that's something that I wouldn't have never done. Me saying to my hubby, oh, I'm going to climbing a mountain tomorrow. And he was like, yeah, right. And I'm like, no, I am. So it's just like, he can't believe it either, you know. But I'm looking forward to it. And again, meeting people that live on your screen, you know, it's good. It's good. And we will definitely all meet up, definitely. I was listening to Ashley and about his peas and his Christmas tree, though, and his chicken gate.
God, he's never going to see the end of the day about his peas.
No, like what was he at Nando's or something, and then we were just all saying, "Oh, not swimming today." Just anything about. Oh, the chicken kills me.
Not our boss.
The chicken to me, that story.
Oh, funny.
I know. But it's great. It's funny how like you think, you know, again, like I was talking to Mel about it, and I was like, about anybody that, you know, I could say, oh gosh, did you see Lauren's story today, or did you see Shannon's story? And like people's like, do you know these people? I'm like, yeah, of course we know them. You know, it's friends.
Yeah, like me and Gia talk every day as well. Like Gia called me this morning at like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, because I knew that you were up for like, you know, what is that, like 1 in 10 days that you will probably be up and like, you know, ready for a call before.
Oh no, it's such a good community.
It is.
I mean, a lot of our stories have been like absolutely spammed with podcast promotion, but you know,
why not?
It's like half of the story.
You never know. You never know. By the time we get off this podcast, when we finish filming, you never know. We could be at 1,000.
That's it.
We could be.
We could very well be.
Yeah. But isn't it funny how like just me reaching out to one person, how you then get a big family, and you want to check in on them every day. I know, like with Lauren, when you was in hospital, I was like, oh, I hope, first thing I was, you know, like getting up on the morning, I'm like, I hope Lauren's all right, and sorry, Shannon's okay, you know. And
I was like, shit, I miss Lauren's hospital attendance.
I was sitting it. Now, I know when I had food poisoning, you was checking in on me every single day.
This woman's stalking
every morning
me.
I'd wake up.
It's so lovely. And I think we've spoken about it before, but it's like, it feels like you're closer to friends online than you are with like people that you've known almost your entire life. And I think it's because you actually connect over, you know, things that you actually have in common.
But this is what I was trying to say to people that was saying about, you know, the two people that were messaging me about like that I need to get validation from my followers and everything. And I said, no, these followers are my friends. Like, where else am I going to go and have my friends all in one place? I mean, I'd rather go to my phone and have a group chat with my friends or jump in someone's DMs than go see someone around the corner, because I don't know, I just feel better talking to people online, and that's where all my friends are. And especially we all live so far apart as well. It's not as if I can just get on a train and come and see one of you guys. I've actually probably met the nicest people online. Met the majority of them, like met Gia, but even the ones that I haven't met, they are probably better than the people that I've known since I was like 7. So there's no timestamp really on how well you get along and know someone.
It's an eating plan. It's a lifestyle that's brought us all together, isn't it? you know. And I think, you know, the fact that, like, if I'm unsure of something, that you can just put that question out there, whether it's, you know, DMing somebody or just putting it out in a story, a question or something like that. And the fact that you will get the person who you're speaking to will come back to you near enough as soon as possible, or you'll get other people giving you, you know, their ideas as well, which is, it's just unbelievable. It really, really is. I think we should all have T-shirts on and shorts, cycling shorts, or from carbs to keto.
Oh my God, we really do.
Yeah. We'll get in touch with Pretty Little Thing and we'll see what they can do for us. Or Chewy, or their best customer anyhow.
No, I think it's just amazing the amount of like free resources as well. Like, I know that, because I feel like you shouldn't have to be paying out unless you want to. So obviously you, Gail, have paid out for the coaching, but that's obviously what you've thrived under. But you could also like go and ask anyone outside for free.
I mean, I just didn't understand it. And like when Lauren was saying to me about like net carbs, I'm like, what the hell's she on about? You know, and then I can remember, you know, so you have, I don't want to go into too much details in Lauren's, you know, thing, because that's her thing, but you have like your clean eating, you know, for a while. And then I can remember her saying, oh, you've got something like 1,700 calories. I was like, 1,700 calories, who's she kidding? I'll be at the side of the road, you know, I'll be shaking if I'm only getting that. And then I can remember like one day I'd only had something like 700 calories and I'm like, I am stuffed, I couldn't eat another thing. And then learning, you know, like your good foods, what will fulfill you and things like that. So for me, that 8 weeks, what I had committed to, that was me giving commitment to myself. Yes, I'd paid for it, but I was committing myself to it, because I know probably, you know, had I done it myself, I don't think I would have maybe stuck at it, because I didn't understand it. I didn't have a list of foods. And some people are, you know, like some people are really easy to pick things up. Me, I'm like, I don't get it. I've got it. You know, and then when the penny drops, I'm there. I'm like, yeah, I can do this now.
You've got a background of not having that actual knowledge, though, haven't you? So you've not really paid for like keto. Obviously, it's keto coaching, but what you've actually, like, the value that you've taken away is like actually understanding food and nutrition.
Exactly, and it was just like we've said earlier. It is the polar opposite of what I was previously, you know, to think that you could eat and eat and eat. And now it's like, you know, when I've said even to my sister, you're counting calories, you are weighing foods and things like that. But you do get used to it. And it becomes a habit, isn't it? It's just the norm now to do it. And then you can, you know, you look at it and you think, well, if I add some fats to that, I'm going to be fuller. You know, I'm going to feel so much better. You know, and I'm not going to be wanting to pick or anything like that. One thing I would say, on an evening time, ladies, I always love my jelly and cream. I love it. And I just think sometimes, what can I have that's something different, but it's nice? What are your little evening treats?
I have natural yogurt.
Do you add anything to it? Or?
I actually add the Whey Box sachets of protein powder. So I put a coconut one into like a 500 gram pot and it turns it into like coconut mousse. It's really nice. Obviously, I'd say a serving, say 100 grams of the yogurt is probably around about 4 or 5 carbs, but I don't know how many you have. I mean, I probably have about 50 a day, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I kind of just have it with the coconut protein powder, and then sometimes make like a blueberry or raspberry compote, just like wilt down some berries, and then just like when you have the yogurt, where you have the little bit of fruit at the bottom and the yogurt on top, just make that and just have it with just berries. I love it. It's so filling as well, especially the natural. And because it's got the protein in it as well, it's just extra filling as well. But yeah, if you add some protein powder, it just turns it into like a nice
Right.
mousse. It almost reminds me of
Going
an
to
angel
try
delight.
I've started making my very own keto trifle, but like haven't really made it. So I use those 10-calorie jellies for the trifle, and then on the bottom I'll use like for the cake I'll use the DGF blondies, and then the jam that we got from last month's box, the Crave Kit box, and then some whipped cream on top. It is amazing. It's literally
Going
just
to
like a
try
trifle
that as well.
I know someone that used to do that, but she used to use the Skinny Food custard syrup for the layer of custard. And it's actually quite nice. I don't like their products, don't rate them at all, but apparently their custard syrup is really nice. And I know that Dre's Keto, she has their custard syrup as well. So if you add a layer of the custard syrup, it would just make it a trifle.
It's just the problem that like 90% of those skinny syrups are just really bad.
Like I've had like pancakes and everything from there when I wasn't like properly keto, and it was just the pancakes were okay, but I was like, I'd rather just have proper pancakes.
I made the waffle, like a waffle mix, just like a pancake mix, with the ground almonds and egg and what have you. And I made like a waffle and done put that maple syrup, what we got in last month's Crave Kit as well. And that was really nice one evening. When you just want something different. But that's, I think, I just like something sweet on an evening time. So that for me is, I don't know. It's just like, I think it was when you were a kid, isn't it? And before you go to bed, you had your little glass of milk and a chocolate biscuit or something. That's when my weight problems started, see? I should ring for a line.
I mean, to be honest, like for me, like I'll probably have like a hot chocolate, or I really like apples and nectarines, so I might have like half an apple with peanut butter, because I've learned that like I just should never eat sugar like by itself, or like any fruit. I should always have it with like peanut butter or almond butter or something else, because like I feel much better when you are combining those foods. Like there's a lot of problems with food combining, but the one thing that is good is pairing any form of carbs with fat.
Yeah.
So
I know that hot chocolate, Lauren, I got it and I haven't even tried it yet. I can't believe it. How mad is that? Yeah.
Did you get the same one?
And I just haven't tried
one?
it. Yeah, I will do. It hasn't been cold enough for a hot chocolate at the minute.
It is one of the better ones. It is definitely one of the better ones. Don't get me wrong, I like hotel chocolate, but the Whittards is just, I was having it every single night. I was getting worried. All I could think about was coming home and just having hot chocolate.
Of you that I went looking for it. Like, what hot chocolate are you using? It looks amazing. Yeah. But do you know what I have noticed as well since doing keto is my shopping bill. My shopping bill is nowhere near as high as it used to be. It's great. Like I would have been buying Muller Light yogurts till they come out my ears. You'd open the fridge and all you'd see is Muller Light yogurts. And just that in itself, the amount I would have spent £40 just on fresh fruit alone a week. So like even cutting that out and your yogurts is massive. It's a massive thing. I know I was talking to Lauren Carb Cutters earlier, and she says the most expensive thing about keto is having to buy a new wardrobe, and that is so true. I have nothing.
Oh, I love that.
I literally have nothing from cycling shorts.
You did buy some stuff to try and fit into,
I passed it.
but
literally
you just...
Yeah. I think I got the same. It's weird because like a lot of Lauren's things that she wears, I'm like, I've got something similar to that. But so like I done my measurements today, girls, and guess what? I've got them here, wrote down. So I've lost since the 1st of February, 5 inches off Moke and Mindy, 8.5 inches from my waist, 8 from my hips, 4.5 from my thighs, 2.5 from my calves, and 3 from my arms. The first time ever, how, I can remember my grandma saying it, that a lady should always be like here and then it should go in 10 inches and out 10 inches. That is something that stuck in my head. My grandma was such a lady and I can always remember her saying it. And for the first time ever in my life, I'm nearly there. I'm like half an inch from top to bottom out and an inch from my hips out. So like, first time ever. It is weird. And I know it's not it's not a numbers thing at all. It's just something that, you know, like, I have never been the size that I've been apart from when I was passing it up. And I just feel so much better and, like I've said, so much confident. And I love myself so much more.
Oh, that's the main thing. Yeah.
Totally. But yes, I did. I bought things to slim into, as Lauren was saying, and totally missed it. Like, it went past. Yeah. So I ended up giving them away. So all with tags on. I'm like, no, I can't believe this. So I know. But it's just have to go out there and buy more clothes.
Heartbreaking.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when are you going to go shopping? Have you decided, like, are you starting now, or
I'm not.
have you got a little bit?
Obviously, I couldn't go shopping during lockdown, and I started doing online shopping, which I never used to do either, because I used to say I could never fit into them. So I'm quite confident to do a bit of online shopping as well. And I just, like, whenever I'm doing anything, if we go into a shop, I'll just, you know, like, pick it up and I'll be like, that's never going to fit me. I'm never going to get into that. And then coming home, I'm like literally bouncing off the bed. I'm like, I'm in it. You know, so I just, you know, like, it's, I think for me, tops is okay because you can wear t-shirts or sweatshirts or shirts baggy-ish. It's just bottoms, you know, like your jeans and, you know, how crazy is it? Like leggings. Leggings are supposed to fit all sizes. But then I put my leggings on one day and I was like, oh my God, this looks like I've bum in them, you know? They looked terrible. Pajamas, you know, I absolutely love pajamas. And it's crazy. You think your pajamas will fit you all the time. And then you're walking around and you're just pulling them up all the time. So I even have to go out and buy new pajamas. It's a very expensive thing, you know.
Yeah, ASOS has had a lot of revenue out of me, as you guys most likely know.
I haven't got into ASOS yet.
Passes every day.
But it's a good thing, isn't it, going trying something new on?
Yeah, it is. And it's like buying things that you never would have worn before. Like, I got into my first pair of shorts like a few weeks ago, and I've never worn shorts since I was like 9. I've just never worn them, and it's just such a self-accomplishment. It's like, oh my God, I'm in a pair of shorts.
Yeah, it's so like with running, my running leggings, when I first got them, I was so pleased, and I don't know why, but I bought them with the drawstring, and I'm so pleased that I did, because I'm still wearing like bigger running leggings, but I'm not, you know, like, I'm just tying them tighter. It's weird. And for me to go, you know, like, I was in a size 18 to 20, and I still, when I go shopping, I still go to that size first. And I don't know what is it habit, you know, or is it so you can pick it up and go, no, they're going to be too big to yourself. It's a funny thing, isn't it? And I can't work it out in my head what it is. Is it because I know that they're going to be too big, but I'm still going to pick them up and look at them and go, no, they're too big? Or is it just habit because, I don't know.
I think maybe where you've lost the weight so quickly, your body's gone ahead of where your mind is, like, when it comes to clothes. So maybe your mind just hasn't caught up yet to how far your body's gone. Yeah.
And I think because I've never been this size, is because, you know, like, I just can't, I'm picking things up that my, you know, size-wise that my daughter-in-law wears. And I'm like, that, no, this isn't right. It's not right. You know, and I just can't, I won't, at the minute I can't accept it, you know, until I get them on, and then I'm like, it's on me. You know?
You get to borrow her wardrobe.
But you know what? She has an amazing style, so I wish I could wear her clothes. Amazing style.
I'm sure like even going down a couple of sizes gives you so many more options for like what you can wear as well, or what you think you can wear, you know, like it just gives you that kind of boost of confidence, but also like inclusivity in shops.
It is so true, you know, and where I would have always gone maybe upper size anyhow, just to cover the bulges and the, you know, the not nice lumps and bumps that would have been seen if it was tighter. Now I'm looking and I'm like, I could actually wear that the right size now, and feel, you know, like nice in it, where usually I would have always, especially tops wise, I would have gone up that size just so it wasn't clinging to me. And I would never have thought of going running on the road. Never have done it. You know, I would have picked quieter times at the gym and things. I had no option. I wanted to do it. I said I was going to do it. I downloaded the app, and I think for me the first thing was saying it on, you know, on my stories, I've just done my first couch to 5k and I'm going to complete this. That was me committing again to myself. And then I kept thinking, if I don't do it, will anybody notice? You know, and then I remember getting up one morning and somebody saying, are you going running this morning? And I'm like, shit, they know I'm running. You know, I'm going to have to do it. I'll have to post a picture to prove that I've done it. But now I just automatically do it. And do you know what? I do my best thinking as well then. Well, my hubby thinks I do my best thinking when I'm asleep, but I'm coming in and I'm like, do you know if we break that wall up? And he was like, and where's the sink gonna go? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so no. But like, you know, for clearing my mind of, you know, like especially the last couple of weeks where I've found work very hard, I've found it a great way to clear my mind running, and I just like zone out, and I'll have my music on my podcast now as I'm running too. How weird will it be running and listening to myself blather on about God knows what? I'll be like, shut the fuck up, Gail. But yeah, you know, like you just zone out and you just get into this mind, and it's like it's so clearing. And it's when I started running that I started to understand about food as well. You know, I'd be thinking, well, if I eat fat, but fat's bad for me. And then I was like, but no, it's not. It's good for me. And if I eat this fat, I'm going to be fuller, longer. And it was just like all them things. And that's where everything started to drop into place. And yeah, I do think exercise is a really good feel-good factor. And it is a great stress relief. It's good for the mental health as well. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could be more sportier, but yeah, I just, you know, I enjoy running, and that's all I need to, you know, I enjoy it. I look forward to putting my trainers on, getting out in the fresh air, and even, you know, to say that I'm going running and know that it may rain, where that would have been an excuse. You know, it's going to rain, so I'm not going to go out. And now I just like, well, if I get wet, I get wet.
Different mindset, isn't it? Like, it's not just physically you've changed. Like, it really sounds like your mental mindset has changed. And I think it's because like you've kind of set out to do something and you actually achieve it. Like, you see the results, and I think that just empowers you to do, because that doesn't just affect you like weight wise and weight loss wise. Like, I think it really leaks into every part of your life, because you think, I can do anything if I can do this. And
I mean, if somebody has said to me on the 1st of February when I started it, you will be running in September and you'll be running 5k 3 times a week, I'd have hit them with a busted slipper. Like, no way am I going to do that. Definitely not. But, you know, like now it's just like, yep, definitely. I just can't believe it. I just actually think to myself sometimes, is this really Gail?
You proved yourself wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. I just need to open a little keto coffee shop, I think, and then my life will be complete.
Oh God, that's definitely where it's at, isn't it? We all just need to make this keto coffee shop happen.
Totally. Yeah. Lauren can deliver buns. We can get her a little bike, deliver them around the country. There is lots to talk about, and you tend to go down a tangent, don't you, as well, sometimes, and just go down a different lane, and you're like, this has got nothing to do with keto.
But I think that's what's good about it, though, is like, we literally just record these for everyone listening. Like, we literally just record these, like, we're on Zoom, we're literally just having a chat, like, yeah. And that's what it is. Like, we don't script anything. It is just like a catch up.
Yeah, it's true. Like you said, you don't realise that you're filming it, or like you're recording it.
People love it. It's not scripted or anything. Like some podcasts you listen to, you know that they're reading from a script. You know each person has a part to play, and this person's going to speak that time. But here it's just conversation, and people do love to hear it. That's why we made Ash's part 2 an hour long, because people just wanted more, and they loved. We were getting comments saying about how we all just like bounce off of each other, because it is more like a friendly chat. It's not like an interview, whereas a lot of podcasts are just more like interview based, like, who wants to be a millionaire? It's like 20 questions, but no one wants that. You need a bit of chat.
There's no agenda. There's literally no agenda or hidden agenda, or, there's no making money or sponsors or anything like that. It's just
it's as if we're in a keto coffee shop without the coffee and the shop.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, oh gosh, it's so exciting. It is really good, and well done, girls, for doing it. It's and thank you for inviting me on. Oh my God, I feel like a celeb. I feel like I'm talking to celebrities.
Thanks for coming on.